All right, guys, let's get into this. We're on our series titled Restart, and today we're going to focus on when you feel overwhelmed, God takes care of you. I'm not sure about you, but me personally, I feel overwhelmed almost every day of my life, if I'm being completely honest. It's just one of those things. I live off of feeling anxious. What's the next thing? What's the next thing on my to-do list that I need to accomplish? And I'm constantly just on the go, go, go. And sometimes I have to just simply remind myself that when I'm overwhelmed, God takes care of me. And I want you to know that that is true for you too. When you feel overwhelmed, God takes care of you. We're going to focus today on 1 Kings 19 verses 1 through 4 at this very moment. 1 through 4 says this: When Ahab got home, he told Jezebel everything Elijah had done, including the way he had killed all the prophets of Baal. So Jezebel sent this message to Elijah: May the God strike me and even kill me if by this time tomorrow I have not killed you just as I had killed them. Elijah was afraid and fled for his life. He went to Beersheba, a town in Judah, and he left his servant there. Then he went alone in the wilderness, traveling all day. He sat down under a solitary broom tree and prayed that he might die. I have had enough, Lord, he said. Take my life, for I am no better than my ancestors who have already died. I will say this: I have never had royalty threaten my life. I've never had someone threaten my life, especially someone who's like a king and who's up there, right? But I can assume it's not a pleasant experience. It's not something that brings you peace. It's not something that brings you joy. It's something that makes you feel anxious and overwhelmed. Now, Elijah, at this moment, he has a king and queen coming after him. He had just gotten done trusting God would show up in a big way and saw God's incredible display of power. But now his life is in danger. Maybe you can relate to Elijah in this story. Maybe at one point in your life, you made it through one hectic week of school, of exams or finals or homework assignments, but the teacher then added a huge project. I know some of you had just got back to school. I know your summer is over and you're already feeling overwhelmed. The assignments just keep on piling up. Maybe for some of you, you got placed on the team you've been working hard for, but now your training has doubled and you need time for extra workouts. Or for some of you, maybe you stabilized a shaky friendship, a friendship that was a little questionable. Now you finally feel like, okay, I think we're at a good place. But then all of a sudden, another friend stops talking to you and you don't know why. We've all had these moments in our life when we feel like we're on top of our game. We've handled every situation at the boss level, and it's a miracle we made it through, but somehow we're still overwhelmed by everything life throws at us. And this is exactly how Elijah felt at this moment. He had trusted God. He felt like he was at a good place. And then all of a sudden, the tables had turned. A king and queen are after him, and he's feeling overwhelmed and his life is threatened. 1 Kings 19 verses 5 through 9 says this: Then he lay down and he slept under the broom tree. Remember, this is Elijah. But as he was sleeping, an angel touched him and told him, Get up and eat. He looked around, and there beside his head was some bread baked on hot stones and a jar of water. So he ate and drank, and he lay down again. Then the angel of the Lord came again and touched him and said, Get up and eat some more, or the journey ahead of you will be too much for you. So he got up and he ate and drank, and the food gave him enough strength to travel for 40 days and 40 nights to Mount Sinai, the mountain of God. There he came to a cave where he spent the night. But the Lord said to him, What are you doing here, Elijah? I want you to think about this. Elijah felt like it was game over, that there was no way that he could continue. He was exhausted from running and he just felt overwhelmed. However, God gave him exactly what he needed. And what was it that he needed? He needed a nap, a snack, and a time to recover. I don't know about you all, but when I am feeling overwhelmed, I need a snacky snack, okay? I need something good, something refreshing, something that just makes me forget of all of my pain and struggle. And sometimes it's a Twix chocolate bar with a large fountain Coke. It has to be from the fountain. Okay, guys, not the can, not a bottle. It has to be from the fountain. And those snacks sometimes bring life to me. Okay. And sometimes after a snack, I need a nap. Sometimes I just want to go to sleep to forget all of my struggles, and I just need to rest, and I need time to recover. And I need you to know this. Elijah, who's in the Bible, he needed a nap, a snack, and time to recover. It's like God told Elijah, I got this. It's time for you to unplug. It's cool to notice what God did for Elijah, but did you also see what God didn't do? God didn't tell Elijah, suck it up and move on. God didn't shame Elijah or put him down. And God didn't push Elijah in the moment, making him keep going even though he was exhausted. God let Elijah rest. He let him rest, and he gave him a snack. God let him rest again. He told him, go back to sleep. Then he woke up again and he brought him another snack. I don't know about you, but when someone offers me snacks and a nap, I always feel so much better. Have you ever noticed when you're playing a video game, or you're on an app, or you're on the computer or a device, and sometimes it just simply needs to be restarted? Maybe it glitches, it's going a little slow, or it freezes, and then you're kind of like, what is happening? And you realize, let me just restart the whole console, right? Well, for me, usually when I need to restart the console, it's at the worst time. I don't know about you all, but when you play Fortnite and you're in the battle royale, all your pals are dead and they're counting on you to win the battle, to get the win. And then all of a sudden it glitches and you're like, what is going on? And you lose the battle. And now you've lost the game and it completely sucks. And you freak out and you lose your temper. You sometimes throw the controller, or your friends are like trash talking to you. However, I want you to think about this. Sometimes in our life, just like a video game, we need a moment to restart again. We need a moment to just chill out, turn off the power button, turn it back on, and give it a moment to catch up. I want you to think about this. Sometimes as the console needs a restart, it's the best thing that can happen is to unplug it, right? Well, think about this in your personal life. When we need a restart, maybe what we need to do is just unplug. And what I mean by unplug is set aside all the distractions and what is it that is keeping you up at night. Set it aside. The next time you're swamped, let the story of Elijah encourage you to unplug. When you're overwhelmed, it's easy to think that if we work harder or if we try to find a solution, then our problems will disappear. But sometimes God knows that what you need really is a snack, a nap, and a time to recover, because that's what's best. So ask yourself right now, where in your life do you need to restart? Where in your life do you need to unplug? For some of you, your telephone, it's what's taking over your life. It is time for you to unplug from social media. It is time for you to unplug from YouTube and watching all the shorts. It is time for you to unplug from video games. It is time for you to simply unplug and get plugged in with God. Spend some time with the Lord. If we are feeling overwhelmed, sometimes all we need to do is our best computer impression and simply unplug. When we do what Elijah did and rest and letting God take care of the rest of it, God can help us restart and have a fresh perspective on what exactly is overwhelming us. And we can tackle it with fresh energy, knowing God is with us. The writer of a poem in the book of Psalms put what Elijah experienced in such a simple way. Psalm 4:8 says this: "In peace I will lie down and sleep, for you alone, O Lord, will keep me safe." Sometimes this is precisely what you need to do when you are feeling overwhelmed. You need to rest. You need to rest and allow God to do what he does best, and that's work for you, right? He works with you, he works for you, not against you. And what you need to do is simply rest and believe that he is going to take care of it. He's the one that sustains you, and he's the one that protects you. You don't need to push yourself through. You don't need to try and carry more. You don't need to sit here and have all of these problems solved in one day. You don't need to sit here and find a new solution. That's not what you need to do. You don't need to exhaust yourself. Just be close and allow God to support you. So I want you to think about this. In what areas of your life today do you need to simply rest? What areas of your life right now is it that is overwhelming you? Is it life at home? Is it a certain sports team? Is it a certain friendship? Or is it a certain relationship? Or is it even just simply that you are trying to solve everything on your own? What is it that is overwhelming you? What is it that is stealing your peace and your joy and stealing your rest right now? I want you to think about that for a moment. So in this very moment, everyone close your eyes, bow your head, and let's take a big deep breath. And breathe out. Right now, just imagine yourself handing over what is burdening you, what is stealing your joy and your peace. Right now, imagine yourself handing that over to the Lord. Right now, in this very moment. Whatever you're holding on to, hand it over to God. When you feel overwhelmed, remember that God takes care of you.